Hi, it's Debbie from Create Pretty Things. Happy Friday. Today we are going to use this sweet fall transfer. We're going to create a door hanger. Now this is our 16-inch rustic round, and I have painted it with some acrylic paint. I did attempt to do this project yesterday, and when I pulled up my transfer, I did get a little pull of some of the wood here, and it was a different color, so I decided to go ahead and paint it over and use it that way. Also, I had a lot of trouble with my paste being dry and not sticking to the surface because it was not wet enough, and I think the wood was really exceptionally dry and it was sucking all the moisture out of that. So since this is a painted surface, we are going to start with some surface wax, and this will just provide a barrier so that the transfer will not stick and pull up the paste, which was part of my, the paint, which was part of my issue yesterday. It will also kind of protect it a little bit so that if you make a mistake, you can correct that easier. It will prevent that paste from bleeding a little bit, because when you work with wood, it has dips and divots and uneven surfaces, and that can cause bleeding. So you're going to stick your transfer down. It's a sticky transfer. You're going to stick it down to the surface, but since there are grooves throughout your wood, it may not stick directly down to the surface. It may be landing in a valley, and it may create a little ridge or pathway for that paste to escape the transfer that's trying to keep it contained, and it could bleed on you a little bit. So this is just our surface wax. Put on a light coat, and then you do want to kind of buff it off. You don't want any thick places on this, and I feel like this is already good. This is a pretty good even application on this, and we will see what happens with it. Okay, it does change your texture a little bit. You can get a little bit of shiny to it, but not a whole lot. Okay, I think this is good. So this is reusable sticky transfer. We're going to move it from its backer, and we are going to apply it to our surface. Keep your backer. I want to make sure that the grains to my wood are straight. I'm kind of picky about that. And I'm going to lay this down and center it. Now, what I learned a couple things from yesterday. One thing is to really fuzz this transfer, which I should really do right now. Let's see. I should really fuzz it pretty well before I do this, because it is sticky. Let's go ahead and fuzz it a couple times. So I've just got my fuzzing towel, but you can use any kind of cloth that you have. A regular towel. You can also use your clothes if you need to. Just something that's kind of material so that it can have a little bit of fuzz to it, and it can lessen that sticky just a little bit. So I'm just going to lay it on my fuzzing towel a little bit, a couple times, lift and move it over to reduce that stickiness. This guy is really sticky. Like I said yesterday when I tried this, it did pull up some of the wood from my surface, and it left a little groove. So I'm hoping that's stuck enough, fuzzed enough. Okay, re-straighten my grains. And I learned from yesterday that if I put the edges top and bottom, left and right, I will pretty much have this centered. And you do want to make sure that there aren't any air bubbles, that your word fall is in the center, and that you have pretty much equal distances from the edges on this. So I'm going to put this right at the bottom of this. I'm going to smooth it down. My top is a little higher, and my lefts and rights are off. So it does take a little bit to get this centered. This is very sticky, so if you get it stuck to itself, you'll need to just kind of work on it a little bit, gently pull it apart, and unstick it. Let's see how we're doing here. This looks good. Okay, I think this looks good, guys. Okay, so you do want to make sure that you have it down nice and solid. No air bubbles. Air bubbles are going to cause it to bleed, and like we discussed, we don't want it to bleed. Now, I do have some grooves here that look like there's pockets of air. They're okay because they're not right on top of any place that I'm going to paste. All right, so I'm going to try and go with colors that are going to coordinate with this picture back here. I don't know if you can see it. Let me move it up a little bit. Oops, I just lost my whole bracket. Oops. Okay, so this picture up here, I'm going to try and kind of coordinate with that. And that's why I painted it that color I did. Now, I did learn a couple things yesterday. We want to paste and peel as we go. I'm going to go ahead and start with the green, which is a pastel color for my leaf right here. So I'm going to go ahead and get a squeegee, and I'm going to get my pesto paste, put a little bit on the squeegee, and I am going to paste it right over. We're going to paste and pull as we go. That, you want it to be wet when it pulls up so that it'll stay on the surface and not pull up with the silk screen. I had that problem yesterday. I also had a fan on overhead yesterday. So that was one of my issues as well. So I've got that pasted on, and I'm gonna go ahead and pull that down, and it looks awesome, guys. Look at this. That worked great. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and continue around. I want my little berries on this fern, I think, right here, to be maybe this. Let's do this shimmer harvest. Let's do a little shimmer harvest for these berries. Now the shimmer harvest is gonna be a little translucent. We'll see how we like it and go from there. Okay, I'm gonna pull it, and I like it. I like it a lot. So I'm just gonna go ahead and continue around doing little elements here and there. Now what I think I am gonna do, which I don't think anybody else has done, is also chalk this line that is around the border. So most people just do the words and leave it at that. I think I'm gonna do this little line because I wanna paint the border of this gold. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do that. So let's see, what color do I want my acorn to be? Let's go with bark. Bark is a brown. I'm just gonna do that bark. Paste it over. This one feels dry. My paste feels dry. I'm gonna go ahead and squirt it with some distilled water. I'm gonna lift this up before it dries. Looks great. And I'm gonna go ahead and stir this. So if your paste is dry, it doesn't feel like pudding, then you're gonna wanna add distilled water. Now make sure it's distilled so that it doesn't, it lessens the chance of impurities kind of growing in it. Okay, so I've got that down. I wonder if I should go ahead and do my line around here. I might go ahead and do, I don't know, let's see. Let's go ahead and do some of these words, I think. So I've got rust, which is one of my favorite colors for fall. It's kind of like a barbecue sauce color. And I'm gonna go around and see what I wanna do rust. So I think football should be rust. I think apple cider could be rust. I think bonfires could be rust. So I'm gonna go around and I'm gonna pull up release that paste wherever I've pasted. I don't want any mishaps today. If I see any place that looks like I missed, I can re-chalk. And I see that this R, that looks better. Okay, now, cool, nice. Okay, I wanted the sweaters to be this vanilla. Cozy sweaters could be vanilla. I think of like the winter white sweaters. Maybe cool nights could be vanilla. Now I am chalking the dot after the word. And if I get some color blending, that's okay as well. Okay, let's pull those up. Cozy sweaters. Oh, the white's not showing on this, guys. We're gonna have to find a different color. The white, the vanilla is not showing. So let's put that away. Vanilla is a no-go. Let's do falling leaves in this saffron. Saffron for falling leaves. Let's do hay rides in saffron. Whoops. I got a little bit on this outside line. That's okay though. Hay rides, that looks good. Crisp mornings. I don't know about that. Crisp mornings. What color should that be? Crisp mornings. Let's use this beautiful Dear Diary. Now this was the color of the month that we had in the past, so you're not going to be able to get your hands on this. But I do want to use it because I feel like it's kind of an indication that all these cool colors do come out as colors of the month. And when they do come out, I would really love it if you would get it, because they just come out for the month and until while supplies last. And I don't want you to miss out on any of those. They are beautiful colors. I've loved every single one. Okay, I do have a bleed right here for some reason. And let's see how this one looks. The bleed I can probably correct pretty easily. Remember, we put that surface wax down. Plaid everything. Let's do plaid everything with this Dear Diary as well. Okay. Hot cocoa. What should we do the hot cocoa? Hot cocoa. I have this, what is this called? Sunset Pink. Let's try Sunset Pink for the hot cocoa in the crisp mornings and Grateful Hearts. Let's see, first of all, if it works, if it's visible on this. Hot cocoa. Yes. Grateful Hearts. Get that done. Crisp mornings. And then we just have one more to go, and that's pumpkin spice. And I believe that that should be this harvest color. Let's do that. And once again, this is a shimmer, so it's got a totally different feel to it. You can kind of feel a little bit of the grains of this, but it's fine. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and pull up everything I've done. Falling leaves, football, my acorn, my crisp mornings, bonfires, cool nights, apple cider, hay rides, pumpkin, everything looks great except for one bleed there. I'm gonna go ahead and push this down, and I'm gonna go ahead and do that line. Whoops, I don't have it quite where I want it. Right around the edge, because like I said, I want to use my nominee. Oh, this is a pretty color too, this shimmer copper. You know what? Let's do shimmer copper on this Sweet Fall. Let's see how this one is. Oh, this is very dry. Okay, this one is really, really dry. It's just about empty anyway. And it's just got like the bottom. So I did spray some water in. Later on I can kind of stir it around a little bit, but we won't use that today. But I do want something in Sweet Fall. Let's go ahead and do our nominee for fall and the outer edge. Let's maybe do our outer edge first. Make sure it's all down. Where is my nominee? Oh, this nominee is gorgeous, guys. Look at this color. Now this was a color of the month. And like I said, color of the months are one and done, except this one. This one did come back. Everyone loved it so much that they decided to make it part of our regular stock. So it is back and you can purchase it. It is a metallic. So we have shimmers which have a little bit of, it's like glitter, it's like a mica powder in it, and you can feel it when you are chalking that it's kind of grainy. Now, the metallics don't. The metallics are just like they're made out of metal. They're very shiny as far as reflective. And so they're great. So like I said, most people have not done this line around. It's more for guidance on centering your project, but I am doing it because I'm actually going to take some acrylic paint and paint the edge of this like a frame in gold. And that is because I want it to kind of coordinate with my other fall decor, which is behind me. So I've got that done. And I do want to do the fall and the nominee as well. But I'm going to go ahead and lift this and kind of look at where I may have missed some. And also to release that paste. Looks good. Okay, this isn't as good as I want it to be. And like I said, I'm lifting this as I go because I've had a problem with this drying really quickly. I did have my fan on. It was an unpainted surface. It was also unwaxed. So I've learned a couple things by making a few mistakes trying to do this last night. And this version, I can tell you right now, is so much better. So much better. Still need a little bit right here. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and do my fall. Now this font on this fall is amazing. I just love it. I love the font. I love the boldness of the letters. And so I want to really stand out with this nominee. And I think it will. So I'm just going over it wherever that silk screen is, making sure everything's covered. And then I'm going to go over it again. And I'm kind of evening out my lines of paste. It's like you don't want the brush strokes, well, you don't want the squeegee marks either, really. I don't, at least. And I'm also removing any excess paste because I can reuse that. And it will also let it dry a little faster. That is amazing. I love it. And I am going to finish up with Sweet Fall in my Sunset Drive. Sunset Drive, Sweet Fall. Got that on there. I missed my fan, guys. I don't have it on because I don't want to make the paste dry too quickly, but I do miss my fan. I'm hot, but I can make it through. Okay, so I'm going to just kind of cap up some of these. Let's go ahead and lift this off. I'm going to go ahead and let you see how it looks. Here is going to be the reveal. Wow, look at that. I love it. Do you guys love it? I'm going to go ahead and stick this right here. I've got a little bit of cleanup to do. Okay, so since this is all, the only thing I see is my sweet fall is kind of pulled off. So I may re-chalk that in a minute, but for right now, I'm going to go ahead and clean up my pastes, put them all away. I put my dirty squeegees in my water bath. And actually, I think I can turn on my fan. Yeah, I'm going to turn it on. So I do apologize if there's any noise, but I do need my fan. Okay guys, wrong button. Okay, so I'm going to cap everything up, throw my squeegees in the water bath, get them soaking so I can clean them easily. Also, I want to clean my stencil while you guys are here, just so I can show you how to do it. Oh. Spraying a little bit more water in this bark. It's kind of dry. Lemony, rust, and my nominee. Okay. I also wanted to add a little bit of a bow on here. Turn on my gun, my glue gun. Let's get some water here. Clean some of my messes. Okay. So I am going to paint this, the outside border, gold. I don't know if I should do it with you guys on here. Let me see if I have my gold. Let's see what we can do, guys. Is this the same gold? I think it is. I'm just going to squirt it right on my silicone mat. I'm going to start painting. This is more of a copper actually than a gold. But I think it's pretty. Just going around that outside edge where I chalked that border. And I really cannot paint a straight line, so I'm doing my best here. And it's just easier once I start to continue. And I'm not sure if it's going to take one coat or two. We'll just kind of play it by ear. So what's new with you guys on this Friday? Are you guys planning a happy weekend? Lots of activities or resting? As you guys jump on, also let me know where you're watching from. I'd love to know. And if you're interested in getting notified when I go live, type in exclamation point notify in the comments, and that'll get you a notification every time I go live. I'd appreciate you watching. And like I said, I'm not a very precise painter. I don't want some of these thick lines though, let's see. But I'm doing what I can do. I think there's a little bit of pressure too when you're live to get it done. Oh wow, I love this color. This is kind of a metallic color. Let's see. Oops, I just kind of messed that one up a little bit. This color is folk art and it's called something rose. I can't really see it, guys. Trying to do a little better right here. Trying to go with the grains a little bit. Grain of the wood. We're almost done. Of course. I may go over this one more time to give it another coat. I may sand some of these. If there's any high spots, I may sand those off. So this is what it looks like right now, guys. I'm gonna add a bow. I wonder if I should do the edges real quick. Let's see. Maybe I should do these edges gold real quick. Whoa! Or do the floor gold. It's more like it. Maybe I'll just do half gold right now so I can have some place to hold it. Okay, let's stop on that, and then I am going to make a bow. So let's set this aside and get out our bow maker. So I have a couple different ribbons. I've got this one, and a plain orange. I've got my deluxe easy bow maker here. And I don't remember where I got these ribbons from. Oh, $10.99. I don't know. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's make, I don't want a really long bow. Okay, first of all, we're going to need to put a zip tie in the middle. I did have one here. Let's see. Okay, my zip tie is what I'm going to use to put it all together. I think I'm just going to do like 8-inch tails and maybe 6-inch loops. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and put my tail down 8 inches, and then I'm going to go out to maybe 5 inches. 5 inches. Now this ribbon, you always want the pretty side out, so you're going to have to kind of bend this in the middle, 5 inches, and really press that down in the center. Now remember, pretty side out. Is that pretty side out? Yeah. Okay, so pretty side out and 5 inches. Going the wrong way here. 5 inches. Okay, so I'm going to twist it so pretty side is out. And I think I'll go ahead and cut the tail. So that was just one loop. I'm going to go ahead and use my orange here. Same thing, an 8-inch tail and a 5-inch loop. And this one, I don't think it really matters which side is out. They're both pretty. Maybe I'll do 2 loops on each side on this one. Where's my tail on that one? There it is, okay. And then I said an 8-inch tail. This is like a burlap. I really do like this one. It's pretty. Okay, let me see if my tails are looking okay. Put my tail down here. This one can go up here. Tail. Okay, now let's do our last layer. And I think I might do an 8-inch tail here as well. And then maybe 4-inch loops. 4-inch loops to make it a little bit different. A little bit of a dimension. Twist it, force it down, pretty side out, do a 4-inch bow loop. Loop, twist it, and another, this is my last 4-inch loop and a tail. And I set an 8-inch tail. Okay, so this is what we have. I've got my zip tied down there, I believe, yes. There's my zip tie. I'm going to go ahead and try to get my zip tie fastened, started off right here. Smash these down. Okay, then I'm going to lift it up out of the bow maker, the bow dabra. Tighten it all the way. Okay, so this is what it looks like right now. Go ahead and tighten that. Whoops. What did I do? I need to tighten that zip tie more. Huh. This one's not catching for some reason. Do I have it on backwards? I have it on backwards. one's right off. This one's not staying on either. Let's see if I have another one. These don't seem to have enough bumps. Hey guys, I can't locate my other zip tie, so I'm just going to go ahead and use some wire or string. Wire or string. Nice old rustic twine. Okay, there we go. So now here's my bow. Let's go ahead and fluff it up. What do you guys think of the colors together? I like those. I'm also going to go ahead and dovetail my ends, which means to cut from in the center. You're going to fold it in half, your tail in half, and you're going to cut from the salvage end to the folded end, and you get this V. Okay, we're going to do that to all of them. Well, that one's done. So cut it from the salvage end up to the folded end. Almost made a mistake. Did you guys catch that? Okay, here's our bow. I'm going to go ahead and glue this on. This might be a little overpowering for this. Let's see. I'm just going to glue it to the very top. A little bit of glue. As high as I can make it. We'll see what we have. All right, guys, what do you think? I really like it. Let's see, there we go. I think it looks great. I might go ahead and do another coat over the edge, and that'll be done. I hope you love this project. If you do, give it a heart, share it with friends, follow my page, and look forward to being on live with you again soon. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.